I'm going to be doing my ghost hunting experiences. Now this was with Haunted Happenings, and I think it was a 6-hour investigation, and it was the day after my birthday, so it was on the 27th of April. As I said, it was at Alton Towers. This is one of my favourite locations. I really do love this place, but it is absolutely freezing cold. Now when you get there, you all meet in the car park, and then you walk the event, and then you get into the base room and you have the talk where Haunted Happenings, they say, well, introduce themselves to you, and the medium also, and then say things about the company and so forth. And then we all went on a tour, and we went with the medium, and the medium, I think we went in like 3 or 4 rooms, and the medium picked up on spirits in every single room, which was good. Usually when we were with the medium, you can usually hear banging and so forth, but we didn't hear anything. It was just the medium picking up on spirits that were in the room. And then we went back to the base room, and the people that hadn't been on a ghost hunt before with Haunted Happenings, they had to stay behind and do a workshop where you learn about like the Ouija board and the dowsing rods and things like that. But me and Philip had already done that, and so did quite a few other people. I think there was about 7 of us that had already done it. So we went into this one room with a couple of hosts that help out at Haunted Happenings, and we was asking things to happen. We was all holding hands in a circle asking for things to happen, and one person was starting to feel angry. Philip was swaying. Another girl was brought down to her knees, and then the girl next door to her was brought down to her knees. I was holding her hand, and she went straight down. And then Philip, which was funny, and everybody that could see him was laughing. He was like he was hula hooping. He was like this. A spirit was making him move that kind of way. He said at the end of it he felt absolutely weird, like he wasn't there, like he was somewhere else, which didn't make sense. But I think that's all that happened there, and it went really cold at this one point, and you could like feel breath in your face, which is a bit freaky. So that's all that happened there. And then we went back to the base room, and then we got split up into groups. I think there was around 30 of us, and we all were in groups of 10. So they all went off with different people, and then like we was with the host at the beginning, and we was doing glass moving. And then the others like went with the medium, another person and another person. So throughout the night you change and you go to the different people, so you've all been with the people, if you get what I mean. So we started off the glass moving. We had a K2 meters for no, and then a green ghost light, a red ghost light for yes. We was asking questions. The glass was moving. The people that we were with, they hadn't been on one before, so when the glass started moving they were shocked. And it was moving. It wasn't really making any sense, but then it started going to this one girl, and then we said, are you related? And it went to no. Do you have something in common? And it went to yes. We put, do you know her? And it went to yes. But it wasn't really making sense. And the girl it was her first ghost hunt, so she didn't really know what to do or what to say. It was like me and Philip was the only ones there that had been on a ghost hunt, so we was asking all the questions to Spirit on the glass. I'll have to have a drink. No, it wasn't really making any sense. We did hear a couple of knocks underneath the table. And then we asked for another spirit to come through, but it was the same one. It just kept wanting to come back in, and we figured out it was a woman, and it had no connection to Alton Towers at all. So it was just asking random questions, and it was answering yes or no. And then it was time to stop. So we thanked the spirits and tipped the glass back up, as you should do. And then we went into another room, and we was doing with somebody else, and we was doing a Ouija board. So everybody had their fingers on the Ouija board in our group, and it was moving like a good one. And we was asking, the person was asking, what did she say? She said, "Is there any spirits here?" It went to yes. And she goes, "If you come with somebody," and it went to yes. "Please take the glass to who you came with," and it went straight to that girl again. And the girl, yeah, she was a bit, ooh. And was asking questions, and the girl didn't know who it was. And then I think somebody said, "Are you her nan?" And it went to yes. And then the girl, she was right next to me, she goes, "Not proper nan," but that's the only person she could think of. And then somebody asked for her age, and the host was asking these questions, and I think the girl said she died when she was like 86. So the host asked, "Did you die when you were 75? Like quick trick questions," and it went to no, and she kept going through them all, and then she went to 86 and it said yes, so she knew it was her. And then all of a sudden I could see her, she was shaking, she was getting teary. So I just asked, "Are you looking over her?" Because I thought that might make her feel better, because it was her first ghost hunt, and you do get a little bit upset when somebody comes through. So I said, "Are you watching over her?" And it went to yes. And then I was asking other questions, and it was right, but she was starting shaking. So we said goodbye to her, and then she come off the table, and yeah, she had to go because she was in floods of tears, which is, if you go on a ghost hunt the first time, it is very emotional if you get somebody come through on the glass. And then we was asking out again, and it was somebody that came with somebody again, and it went straight to me. I asked to spell its name out, and it went H-U-B, and that's all it did, because every time he's come through, that's all he's put, H-U-B, and I know who it is. It's Hubert, and it is my granddad. So I said, "Is this granddad?" It went to yes. I said, "Are you happy?" And it went to yes. I said, and then I was coming out with trick questions. I said, "Well, my nan is called Mona." So I asked, "Is your wife called Linda?" It went to no. And then I asked, sorry about the dogs. Then I asked, "Is your wife Stacey?" It went to no. I asked a few more, and no, and then I said, "Is your wife called Mona?" And it went straight to yes, so I knew definitely it was him. I said, "Have you got a message for me?" And it went to yes. Girls. And what did it say? I'm sure it spat out something like thinking. Now what I've been doing with IVF is I've been having second thoughts about it, if to go through with it or not, because it does really mess me around, mess my body around. It's so emotional, and I don't know, but I've been having second thoughts about having it, and I said to him, is it about something I've been having second thoughts about? And it went IVF. I said, do you want me to do it? He goes, yes. I said, is it because you know it's going to work? And he went straight to yes. That was that. I said, okay then, thank you so much for your message. Can you please now let somebody else through? And it went to goodbye. And then it went to this one bloke, and I think that was his nan, and asking questions, and it got it completely right. And then we asked again, and it went straight to Philip, and it was Philip's uncle. He just come in to say hello and to say that he was happy. And then lo and behold, my granddad came through again. He was determined to make sure that I go through IVF. I said, is it you again? He said yes. I said, is it the same message? And he went to yes. I said, okay, I'm definitely going to do it. And then on its own, it went to goodbye. So that was good. Sorry about the dogs. They are irritating the hell out of me today. Teak. Where was I? And then it was time to go from that room, and what did we do then? It was then time for a break. So we went on a break in the base room. We had a drink, like toilet break and so forth. I think that's for about 10-15 minutes, and then it was time for us to investigate on our own. So we went off, and I heard in one of the rooms like a rustling behind me that scared the life out of me, and I was all freaked out because it was just me and Philip. And then these two other people came in, and they brought the Ouija board with them, because we was looking for a Ouija board, but we couldn't. They said there was one in the room, but we couldn't find it. Somebody else must have had it. But then they come in, it was two other people, and they come in with the Ouija board, and was having a go on that, and it was the girl we was with, nan, or a granddad kept coming through, and he wanted her to move out the house, and by the looks of it, he didn't like her boyfriend, because it kept saying it didn't like him, and then it got a message for him, and it kept spelling out die, which wasn't very nice. And then I think our free time was like 30 minutes, and then we went to Jamie, who is one of the hosts, and we did table tipping. The table was moving, it was moving really fast at one point. It did start walking, but it didn't do too much. We found out it was a little girl, but then somebody else came into the room and scared her. So then we decided to go round the corner, and in there was this man, he liked the women by the sounds of it, and the table was rocking really hard, and then all of a sudden on my leg it felt like somebody brushed up my leg like that, like somebody was touching, like brushing up my leg. It was going all the way up my leg, and it freaked me out. And then Jamie said, is that you that's touching Kelly? And the table went wild. It was as fast as it could. It was going really fast. She goes, if it was you, walk to me. It was starting to walk to her. And then she felt something on her leg. It's a really weird feeling when you get like touches and so forth. And then at the end of that one, we then went with the medium, and we was doing like a sit and wait, where you like sit down, relax. Well, first of all, we was holding hands and calling out, and nothing really was happening. You could see a couple of green lights, but nothing really was happening. So we decided to do a sit and wait, where you just sit down or stand up and just ask and then wait for things to happen. And Philip could see in the doorway, which I could see, but I thought it was just my eyes playing tricks on me. In the doorway, nobody was stood there. It was like head kept poking behind the door, and that kept going back. like it looked like a head because it was dark, and then you had the light coming through the door where the window was, and it was like somebody was poking and then going back, which was freaky. And Philip see that, and I see it, but I wasn't, I just thought it was my eyes. And then when Philip said it, he said, come here. So I went there, was in front of him, and he goes, can you see the mist on the floor? I was looking, you could see this mist, it was like a mist, and it was going all across the floor. It was like coming out of that room, the doorway, and going back in somehow. And then there was green lights coming out, and then at one point there were 2 red lights that appeared. The medium could see this also. But yeah, that's all that happened at Alton Towers. I do really love Alton Towers. If you haven't been to Alton Towers on a ghost hunt, I definitely suggest you go there, but make sure you wrap up warm. Even in the summer, it is absolutely freezing in there. Also, we had like a mass seance of everybody that went on that investigation, and in that one Philip was feeling really ill. He said at the end, he said thank God that's over, because he's going to ask to come out the circle because he didn't feel very well at all. But yeah, it's a great place. I just absolutely love Alton Towers, and we had a fantastic night. So that was my ghost hunting experiences at Alton Towers. Please stay tuned for my next one, which will be Warwick Castle. I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.